This story is fascinating. I've read it before, twice before, and it's popped up again, and I just want to share it. I am currently experiencing a lupus flare, and I just feel like crap, and my body is achy, and I feel tired. Thankfully, now the sun just came out and is shining on my third eye. I appreciate that. But I wanted to share this story simply because it's about a young Russian female who managed to dupe many so-called socialites in New York and other parts of the US and in Europe because she assumed the identity of someone else and was living a life of high society that she could ill afford. She could not afford, she had nothing, she was no one in particular, a commoner, just like me, like you, like us. And this is basically to shine a light on the mentality of those who believe that they deserve more and they deserve better, but they're not willing to try to work for it. Instead, they prefer to swindle, to scam, and trick people that they call friends. So instead of doing my commentary, I will simply read. I believe it's from the New York Times. I was reading another from a place called Parents Talk, and I love the story. I read the way it was written on that website, but I'm going to read from the New York Times simply because they added something that was not present in the Parents Talk article. This one is mentioning how she appeared during her trial, because of course when you go around scamming people, it's just a matter of time before you're caught. She got caught, and she got caught up in trying to be what she wasn't. But we must appreciate ourselves and value ourselves enough to take better care of ourselves than to insinuate that or expect that others must pay for our crimes and our sins. It just gives you an impression of how some people are so highfalutin with just no reason. There's no reason. She was not deserving of any of these things that she wanted. But when people come to you, especially they come towards you, you don't seek them, they seek you. And they're very charismatic. They're so charismatic. They're so charming, sociable, likable, lovable. Even they know how to dress to make themselves attractive, whether or not they may even be attractive, right? They have that. They have it. And they have it because they've cultivated that side of them. That's what I call the devil. That's basically the devil, because all of what they do, they don't really ever take responsibility. They're never guilty. And so this is the story of, from the New York Times, Anna Delvey, fake heiress, 7 bizarre highlights from her trial. This is a more condensed version, which is why I chose it. Anna Sorokin, convicted of swindling New York's elite out of more than $200,000, turned court proceedings in Manhattan into quite a spectacle. A Manhattan jury found Anna Sorokin guilty of most of the charges against her, including second-degree grand larceny, theft of services, and 1 count of third-degree attempted grand larceny. And from Emily Palmer, April 28, 2019. For years, Anna Sorokin dreamed of being someone else, a Russian immigrant with aspirations of becoming a member of Manhattan's upper society. Miss Sorokin hopped around Germany and Paris before finally coming to New York in 2014. But she arrived with a new identity that of a wealthy German heiress with a trust fund worth 60 million euros. She came up with a new name, Anna Delvey, and lived under that identity as she built banks, hotels, restaurants, and a private jet operator out of more than $200,000 and aimed to get millions more, according to prosecutors. You see, I don't see black people getting away with that kind of thing, okay, for starters. Following a month-long trial, a jury in Manhattan on Thursday found Ms. Sorokin guilty of second-degree grand larceny, theft of services, and one count of first-degree attempted grand larceny. She was found not guilty on other charges after being accused of providing falsified documents in an attempt to secure a $22 million bank loan and of stealing some $60,000 for a lavish trip to Marrakesh, Morocco. Ms. Sorokin faces up to 15 years in prison on the second-degree grand larceny charge, and her sentencing is scheduled for May 9th. There are 7 highlights from her trial. There's a little bit of Anna in all of us. Oh, really? I beg to differ. But anyway, Todd Spodek, Ms. Sorokin's attorney, started his opening statement by talking about Frank Sinatra's recording of New York, New York, which includes the famous refrain, "If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York." Then, about a minute into his speech, Mr. Spodek introduced his client. He mentioned her moxie and commended her hustle. You see that? So these white girls, especially those who bleach their hair blonde, their thuggery and gangster, their theft, their trashy, the thieving ways, they just flip that switch, and suddenly they have moxie, and their hustle is valued. Oy vey. I'm in the middle of cooking a really fabulous supper. Rainbow trout, roasted potatoes with onions and other roots. We have, anyway, this is about this crazy girl, Anna. So they're all impressed with her skills at being a common thief. Through her sheer ingenuity, she created the life that she wanted for herself. He said Anna was not content with being a spectator, but wanted to be a participant. Anna didn't wait for opportunities. Anna created opportunities. Now we can all relate to that. There's a little bit of Anna in all of us. And I beg to differ, because the things that Anna would get away with, a black person most likely wouldn't. Ms. Sorokin had a modest upbringing. Her father ran a heating and cooling business, and she did not attend fancy schools or have connections with Manhattan's elite, but her doppelganger, Anna Delvey, did. They wanted to believe that she was a German heiress. Mr. Spodek said of people his client duped, and that's what they got. In a way, Mr. Spodek said, Ms. Sorokin and Mr. Sinatra had a lot in common. Sinatra made a great new start in New York, as did Ms. Sorokin. He said they both created a golden opportunity. The challenges of styling the incarcerated. Could you believe this crap? In court, Ms. Sorokin at times appeared to still be playing the character of Anna Delvey. She often attended the trial decked in designer clothes picked out by the stylist, Anastasia Walker. You see, because New Yorkers are delusional. Honestly, they believe they're all celebrities. They have stylists. A regular person has a stylist. And that's why I just really refuse to follow that way of living beyond your means. After wearing revealing outfits at the start of the trial, Miss Sorokin dressed more modestly by the second week. I will say, obviously, there are challenges to styling someone who's currently incarcerated, Ms. Walker told BuzzFeed News. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Eventually, Mr. Spodek also tried to help select the outfits. Among options he brought her included a light blue sleeveless dress from Ann Taylor and an indigo cashmere blend sweater from Uniqlo. Such choices did not appease the fashion sensibilities of Miss Sorokin. She broke into tears and refused to start proceedings. After several such meltdowns, the judge informed Ms. Sorokin that if she could not make do, she could wear the clothing provided by the Department of Corrections. Eventually, Ms. Sorokin paired black slacks with a state-issued white turtleneck, sleeves cinched. The traumatic experience of meeting Anna. Towards the end of the trial, Rachel Williams, a former close friend of Ms. Sorokin and a former photo editor at Vanity Fair, testified at length about the posh lifestyle they lived. Lavish dinners, sauna treatments, and personal trainers, all supposedly paid for by Ms. Sorokin. The two then decided to travel to Marrakesh. Ms. Sorokin had promised to pay for everything, but always conveniently found an excuse to not pay for anything. In the end, Ms. Williams got stuck with a bill totaling more than $60,000 for dinners, shopping trips, and an extravagant stay at a private villa. Ms. Sorokin paid her back only $5,000. This is the most traumatic experience I've ever been through, Ms. Williams told the jury through tears. I wish I had never met Anna. If I could go back in time, I would. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. One juror who gave her name only as Debbie, spelt with a Y. I've never seen Debbie spelled this way before. Well, Debbie explained in an interview why the jury had found Miss Sorokin not guilty of fleecing Miss Williams of more than 60 grand. Anna did a lot of nice things for her, and she accepted it right down to the spa. Anna didn't wait for opportunities. Anna created opportunities. The $60 trip to Morocco. During that trip to Marrakesh, Ms. Williams testified she and Ms. Sorokin ventured out to explore the city after spending time in their private villa, where they enjoyed a steam room and private pool. Ms. Sorokin went shopping on Ms. Williams' dime, spending $1,314 on Moroccan-style dresses because Anna just had her New York black clothing. She added, "We tried to find spices that would look good in an Instagram photo," which we did in the Jewish Quarter. A freelance videographer tagged along on the trip to shoot footage of the women committing crime. They're not mentioning that, but hey. Ms. Sorokin explained that she wanted to make a documentary about the creation of her foundation and wanted to get accustomed to being on camera. You see, people who are into this foundation talk, they tend to be highly suspicious. Yes, I would be suspicious of anyone talking about wanting to create or creating a foundation. They are usually fraudsters, scam artists, and people that you just must not trust. Anyway, my food is smelling so good. I think it's about ready, so I'm going to have to turn it off. I like to prepare my own food. I'm not putting on any airs, so I'll be back. I've roasted the roots and I'm now broiling the rainbow trout. That's very well seasoned. I should have poured a little maple syrup on it. That's how I like to prepare salmon. Anyway, some of the most influential people conned by Ms. Sorokin were never asked to take the stand. Among those on the prosecution's witness list who did not attend the trial, Andre Balazs, the hotelier of the Chiltern Firehouse in London, Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles, and the Mercer in New York, met with Ms. Sorokin between 2015 and 2016 to discuss the supposed Anna Delvey Foundation. Rue Rogers, a businessman with a slew of startups and the son of the famed architect Richard Rogers, worked for Mr. Balaz's food and beverage company and met with Ms. Sorokin to discuss the sale of drinks at the foundation, according to her attorney. Abby Rosen, a real estate developer tycoon and a co-founder of RFR Holding, who is married to the New York socialite Samantha Boardman, met with Ms. Sorokin and approved the foundation's lease at its desired 281 Park Avenue South location, according to Ms. Sorokin's attorney. Casey Duke, a celebrity fitness trainer whom Ms. Sorokin hired for personal workout sessions for herself and Ms. Williams at a cost of $300 per session, also traveled with the women to Marrakesh. A few months after the trip, Ms. Duke staged an intervention to get to the bottom of Ms. Sorokin's ruse. Now, I can hook you up with a personal trainer in Toronto. He only charges, is he charging $120 an hour? Or is it $200? Well, whatever it is, it's a lot less than $300. Just so you know, if you want a personal trainer in Toronto, he's a gay Latino. Diet Coke, $6 Diet Cokes. Considering that Ms. Sorokin was trying to swindle banks out of tens of millions of dollars, the charges for theft of services appeared minor by comparison. 3 of the 10 charges she faced included avoiding payment at a slew of Manhattan hotels. The prosecutor, Catherine McKay, said that at the Beckham Hotel in Lower Manhattan, Ms. Sorokin had no money. She had no intention to pay. She had no ability to pay. She added she continued to feast out of the minibar Diet Cokes for $6. At the W Hotel near the World Trade Center, she racked up a $679 bill for incidental expenses. That's an awful lot of M&Ms, Ms. McKay said, adding she emptied out the minibar and then asked the W Hotel to refill it. The final charge for theft of services at Nave, a restaurant inside of the Parker, New York Hotel south of Central Park, was for an unpaid bill of about $200 for a meal that included 4 glasses of wine, a fruit salad, and 2 smoked salmon sandwiches. Yummo. I love smoked salmon sandwiches. But I make my own. It's a lot cheaper. A Hollywood story. Already, Netflix has bought the rights to one version of Miss Sorokin's story, which will be produced by Shonda Rhimes, the creator of Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. Miss Williams has also turned the experience into a book and a possible HBO show. She has made close to $100,000 on the deals so far, with the expectation of much more, according to her testimony. She notes that she has used the money to pay people back for loans incurred after the trip to Marrakesh. There are real people with feelings involved, Ms. Williams said of monetizing the experience. I just wanted to write something that people could really relate to. And I am thankful to the writer of this article because it was so well condensed. And the first one that I read from Parents Talk, I liked it too, but it was too lengthy, I think, to do a quick recording, which is what I wanted to do for YouTube, as many of my recordings tend to be lengthy. But hey, I think I have interesting subject matter. Yes, thank you very much for liking. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out my content. I am Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm.